Good morning and welcome to this Stahls TV live class all about breast cancer awareness and how you as a heat printing professional can both donate to the cause, bring awareness to the cause, and make a little profit at the same time. As most of you probably know, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month is coming up in October, and the color associated with that is pink. You can see a lot of the pink shirts behind me here. We have a lot of hands-on application to get to today, so we're going to get right to it. The first screen print heat transfer that we're going to apply was made by the WildSide. All right, so the WildSide hot split or hot peel screen print heat transfers apply at 380 degrees for about 10 seconds, and we're going to hot peel. So I'm threading my garment on. I'm going to bring the heat press back and give a quick preheat. Put our press in tack mode and give a preheat for 3 to 4 seconds. And what we're doing is getting rid of any moisture or wrinkles that have gathered in that shirt. We're going to take our WildSide screen print heat transfer, and I'm just going to do a center chest placement on this one. Bring the press back. Again, 380 degrees for about 10 to 12 seconds. We're using 60 PSI. The next transfer that we're going to do is actually from another screen print transfer company that's part of the Group Stahl family of companies, and that is Transfer Express. We're going to be applying some of their goof-proof transfers. So we've applied and we are hot peeling. You can see that some of the image is left on the paper. That's the hot split nature of this, which gives this a very light feel on the garment because not all of the ink is technically transferring to the garment. This particular design was one that we used the Transfer Express Easy Prints designer on and just flipped out our text. So the template was already there and we could change the text and the ink color to whatever we want. So you don't even need an art department or your own artwork to utilize WildSide stock transfers or even Transfer Express Easy Prints transfers. So we're going to load our garment. This one's on the front. I'm just going to go ahead and give the whole 4-second preheat here for the goof-proof transfer. All right, and that is going to swing away. My temperatures had an opportunity to come down on the press from 380 to about 370, which would work just fine here. So centering it up, and again, this is a quick 4-second application. So I'm effectively screen printing this shirt in 4 seconds. And we are going to peel this hot. And then one of the other nice things that Transfer Express has, if you don't want custom transfers, you can add one of these ribbons to pretty much any apparel item that you're going to be decorating. So these are in stock. Again, I'll show you on the website here shortly where you can find those, but these ribbons are in stock at Transfer Express. We are going to take this garment off, and I am going to do an application of the ribbon on the sleeve. Grab my leg and sleeve platen, which is a 6x20. Drop it on there, make sure we're locked in, and I'm going to load the sleeve up from the neck. So it's fully threadable underneath. We have this hood, so I'm going to put the hood up here to where I'm only dealing with a very small part of the seam there. And with the air pressure that we're using with our air fusion, we'll have plenty of pressure to get this ribbon to stick and stay. All right, so I'm just going to put it a couple inches above the piping that is on the sleeves. Again, this is the same type of transfer formula that we put on the front of the shirt. It's our goof proof. So 4 seconds and a hot peel. Peel that off, and we've added one of the breast cancer awareness ribbons to pretty much any apparel item there. And I'll show you a little bit about the WildSide's website, also Transfer Express's website, and where you can find the transfers that we're applying today. So this is the wildside.com, and what the WildSide specializes in is stock heat transfers. So we're going to go to our shop page here and go to stock transfers. You see also that they offer rhinestones, foil and accessories, heat presses, but the stock transfers is what we already applied today. And if you look down on the left side, there's actually a whole section. There's 75 different designs available for cancer awareness. So we'll click on that section. And here at thewildside.com, you can just scroll down through and see all of the different options that you have available to you. Pricing is populated here for you as well, and there's also sizing here and a recommendation on which type of garment to apply the design to. So at transferexpress.com, you can go to the Transfers tab in the top left-hand corner of the page, and you want to go to Stock Transfers. If we go to Heat Transfers, it's going to show us all the different printing types that are available, the formulas, and can get to our Easy View designer there. But Stock Transfers for the ribbons, if all you need are ribbons, you can go to the Screen Printed Awareness Ribbons section right here. It's the second one there, and it's $3 per 10 ribbon pack. And if you're thinking about what do I charge for applying a ribbon to somewhere on a particular garment, a nice rule of thumb, if your market will allow you to command it, would be to just add $5 per heat application place. So you can just add $5 and add a ribbon onto a left chest, onto a sleeve, onto the bottom corner of a shirt, or whatever item that it is you're applying. But $5 is a nice base point, especially if you're only paying $3 for a 10 ribbon pack for transfers. Then we are going to take our rhinestone transfer from the WildSide, and this one is tying in ribbons. When you're peeling these from the backing, peel these ones slowly, just because you don't want to lose any stones along the way. I'm going to get rid of that bottom sheet. Flip the design over. Now this carrier is a bit sticky to hold the rhinestones on, so if you do happen to lose something in production or in transport, you can stick them back on. Bring this back, and this particular product, as well as the next one, the metallic that we're going to be pressing, is a cold peel as well. So this calls for light pressure. Right. So we're locking down for about 10 seconds, and then I'm going to take the shirt off of the press and move it, and we'll move on to our next transfer and come back and peel it in a little bit, because this is a cold peel product. Okay, so the next transfer that we're going to apply, again from thewildside.com, is a metallic transfer. And this actually has, we'll see once we apply it, some dimension to it. There's some thickness, some fabric there beneath the metallic. So it's a really, really cool dimensional finish that we're going to have once applied. Bring the press back to do our preheat. And it is the same application instructions as the rhinestone transfer. So the metallic and the rhinestones are applying for the same amount of time, temperature, and pressure. So we're going to bring our transfer over. Again, you have a sticky carrier here. And we're going to go at 30 psi again for about 10 to 12 seconds. And this too is a cold peel. So as soon as this one's done, I'm going to reset my heat again, because we're going to be applying patterns next, which the Express Print Patterns applies at about 300 degrees. It will work at a slightly higher temperature, but we're going to let it get down as far as we can, and we'll head over to the computer and show you the different types of patterns that are available from Stahls if you have your own vinyl cutter and would like to cut your own awareness patterns. Okay, so we're going to visit Stahls.com, and if you go to the top left-hand side of the page, you're going to look at CAD cut material, vinyl, and twill, and what we're looking for our pattern prints. So if you click here and you click on patterns, this is the page that it brings you to, CAD cut patterns, heat transfer, vinyl. So these patterns are available in 3 different material types. The ones that we're going to be applying today are the Express Print patterns, but you can also get this in a glitter product that's heat transferable, and also sign vinyl, Orajet 3164 sign vinyl if you wanted to make decals. So on the patterns page, to find the awareness patterns, you're going to go to the Stahls Creative Studios. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the Stahls patterns page, you can check it out on a weekly basis. There are always new patterns being added. If you have any ideas for patterns that should be added, you can feel free to share those with us here on our Stahls All Things Heat Printing Facebook page as well. So we're going to select the Creative Studios. We're going to the Awareness tab. And we do have awareness patterns for more than just Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which you'll find here on the page. Autism awareness is one of the other big ones, at least for a lot of the companies that we work with here at Stahls. Autism patterns sell very well. But as far as breast cancer awareness patterns go, there are quite a few. Most of them are ribbons tied with plaids and florals. The one that we are cutting today, or that we cut today already, I cut it a little bit earlier to where it was ready for the show here, is this striped pattern with ribbons in it. One of the really cool things, in my opinion, about this pattern designer is that we can go in and change any one of these colors if we wanted to. Now, breast cancer awareness is very closely tied to pink, so I am not going to change anything, but we do have some popular color combinations that you can change to if you wanted to. But the one that we used was pink. So we click next, and then here is the material selection tab is where we're choosing if we want it in express print, which would just be a standard digital transfer. It's a flat finish that's going to come out full color. You can get your glitter finish here as well, pricing updates accordingly. Or if you wanted to do decals for car windows or whatever else, any hard flat surface really, you can choose the Orajet sign vinyl. So we would have placed our order for those patterns. I have a couple of them printed here to show you as well. So this is the one that we actually cut out of. You can see it comes in nice roll form. When you are loading this particular material, the patterns on your vinyl cutter, you want to cut the pattern right reading. Whatever design you're doing, you want to cut right reading because you also need to add a mask portion to this. So you're going to cut your design, weed away the excess, and then we have another pattern here as well. Weed away the excess, and then you're going to apply a sticky mask on top of it to remove the transfer from the carrier sheet. So this is the one that we just made in the office here today, and this mask was applied on top of it to lift it off of the carrier after we cut it. All right, so let's lock down for 4 seconds here to preheat the garment. All right, and put our transfer on. So as we just said earlier, for the top of the design, I would typically go down about 4 fingers there. So I'm going to take it down just a little bit. All right, about right there. And we are going to cover this up. Bring our press back over and give it the full application time. Okay, this particular product is a hot peel based on the mask that we have placed on it. So we can peel the mask off of this right away. All right. Finished shirt there. All right, so I'm going to bring back the WildSide transfers here to the press. This is the metallic transfer, which was the second one that we applied. Again, everything here is cold peel, so I just needed to give it time to cool off before we peel away that carrier sheet. All right, and our rhinestone transfer. If you have designs that you want custom printed in rhinestones, the WildSide does offer custom rhinestone transfers, and so does Transfer Express, so you definitely have options. All right, well, that wraps it up for us. Hopefully you will be able to help your local community, help breast cancer survivors and those who are just being diagnosed by helping raise awareness and also money for research with some of the heat transfer solutions we have available at Stahls. Thanks for joining us today.